Welcome back. Today is day 18 and my name's Monica, and today's practice is going to be a yin yoga for hips and release. You will love this. So I hear a lot of clients talk about tight hips, and so I hope you enjoy this little short yin practice. So coming onto your back, we're going to start off with a reclined butterfly pose. And slowly roll down onto your back. And you see I have a little bit of a blanket, so if you want to pause the video and just take a moment to get yourself organized. You don't really need too much equipment. So bringing your feet together and maybe resting your hands on your hip flexors. And let's just take a moment here to center ourselves, connect to your breath, and allow your hips to start to feel the release through your breathing. It's natural to feel resistance. And just noticing your in-breath and your out-breath as it helps to soften, open up. Keeping in mind that you can always stay as long as you want in between each pose. On your next in-breath, draw your knees together and slowly give yourself a nice hug. Rolling over to one side and gently coming up to sitting. As you come into butterfly pose, seated butterfly pose, and lengthen up into the spine. Taking a deep breath, breathe in, bow forward. Really take your time to soften the upper back. There is nothing to push or force. Focusing on your inner thighs. Your hips, your lower back. Just notice what arises as you might feel resistance. Can you soften through the breath? On your next in-breath, slowly rise up. Lengthen the spine, take a moment and rest. Allow the blood to flow back down. And we're going to make our way onto your knees, tabletop. And before we go into the next pose, just move your hips side to side. Feeling a good release. Coming into low lunge. So you're going to find your way, bringing, some people have to pull their foot up, bringing your right foot up to the front, walking your hands close to the front with your foot, and then drop your hips forward. So depending on the intensity, you can also come onto your fist as well. How low you drop, trying to keep facing forward and open your chest. We won't hold this one as long. Maybe making adjustments, pulling your right hip back. And on your next breath, take your time as you bring your knee back into table and switch sides. Bringing your left foot, walking up a little bit. Hands are on the outside of the mat and draw the hips forward. Low lunge. So you can either come onto your fingertips, onto your fists. And let's maybe close your eyes and soften, drop in. Great hip opener. And slowly come out of it, bringing your knee back. Once again, let's just move our hips side to side. So we're going to come into a half pigeon. So bringing your right knee to the right wrist. And if you can, pivot your right foot to the center as much as possible and drag your left leg back. Half pigeon is when we stay up. And a full pigeon is when we stretch our body out. But because we really want to have a good hip opener, we're kind of drawing the gravity to your center. And then just adjust your hips. You want to find that center. Some of us might have to put like a blanket or fold the blanket a little bit more. You can do this, a little bit more support. And connect to your breath. If you have tight hips, I know this might be a little intense, but breathe into it as best as you can. On your next breath, slowly coming out of it. Fix anything that needs to be fixed. Come back into table, and now bring your left knee to your left wrist and pivot your left foot towards the center. Drag your right leg back and drop your hips down, finding that balance and center. You want to try your best to keep your spine straight, but if it's really tight, it might feel slightly off. So try your best. You can always put support under your left buttocks if you need. And let's breathe. Noticing how one side feels to the other side. Lifting up, you can tuck your right toe underneath. And let's just take a moment to come into downward dog. It's a nice counter pose. Just walking it out. And bring your knees down, switching over to the other side. We're going to come onto our back and roll down. Keep your knees bent. Allow your spine to settle. There's no rush. Coming into figure 4, you're going to bring your right ankle onto your left knee and grab a hold of back of your left leg and take a deep breath. Breathe in, draw towards your chest and hold. Always connecting to the breath. This is a nice one. So if you found that you weren't able to do pigeon pose, you could just straight come into this one, figure 4. And I'm going to ask you to keep your leg crossed over and bring both of your knees, breathe in and cross over to the left, coming into a nice deep twist. Feeling that outer release in the right outer thigh. Breathe in. Really soften. Try to relax the body as best as you can. Taking a deep breath, breathe in, draw your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. Bringing both your feet down. Now taking your left ankle, placing it on your right knee. So you want to just make sure that you push the knee away from you and then draw both the legs towards you as you needle your grab the behind your right thigh, your right leg. Breathe in and exhale out. Noticing, do you feel the release on both sides as much? And then slowly crossing over. Bring your knees into your chest and then bring both the knees to the other side. And then you can stretch out your arm. Take a deep breath, breathe in. Now all of these poses can be held as long as you like. Give it at least a minute per side, if not longer. On your next in-breath, slowly draw your knees back into your chest. You get a nice hug and moving your knees in a circle, one direction and the other direction. And take a moment, stretch out your legs. Coming into final Shavasana, emphasize the opening of the feet falling open so that you can feel your hip flexors start to relax. Taking a deep breath. Possibly resting your hands on your hip flexors once again, just to notice the difference that you feel compared to when you started your practice. And just enjoy this opening. Gently bringing your attention back into the breath as it awakens you wiggling your fingers and your toes. And take your time. Maybe you want to stretch the body, hug your knees. And rolling over to one side, cradle the body. And with support, slowly come up. And take a moment to feel the difference. Even coming into a seated position, how do your hips feel? Our hips hold a lot of emotion and stories, and we have habits, old habits that we've been holding onto our bodies. So when we learn to open up and release in our hips, then we soften and we create renewal, space and renewal. I really hope you enjoyed this practice. And for tomorrow, day 19, we'll explore breath work for emotional balance. So enjoy the rest of the day or your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Many blessings.